Welcome to the finale of my BRITT-O-WEEN KEND. And you guys didn't think we were going to leave this series without a handmade 3D project, did you? Oh, silly ghosties. We have this fun witch's boot. Oh my goodness. It is amazing. I do hope that you enjoy it too. And so grab your supplies. Make sure you pay very close attention. And come on, my witches. Let's do this. Alright, so first we're going to generate our template. This template is going to be your cutting guide, and make sure you save it, so if you want to go ahead and make more of these, you'll always have your template and you won't have to go through this again. Now this is going to be kind of a tedious task, but it's actually not as bad as it may seem. So that's why I'm doing it in real time, so then that way you have the opportunity to slow things down and pause it properly, or even work with me along the way. But I do suggest that you watch this first portion in its entirety before you start to do anything, so then that way you don't get misguided or cut the wrong thing, because the portions that we have to attach to it is aligned properly with your cutting guide. So we want to make sure that we do it. So I am utilizing my mat here, and then I also have a ruler and a pencil, and I'm gonna have mine shifted a little bit, so don't really look at me. I mean, look at me, but even though I am probably telling you a different number, follow what I'm saying, because I need to be able to see my numbers here, and I can't see it if I have it completely covered like so. So mine will probably be a little shifted, but it's still going to be the exact same thing. Again, listen to what I'm saying, okay? So because like I said, I need to see my numbers, right? All right, so if I line it up in my squares here, making sure that I'm nice and straight, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over an inch. So again, pretend that is actually right here, but like I said, I need to see my guides on this side. So you're going to go over an inch, and you are going to hit it at 2 inches, okay? So we're going to go up to 2 here, but we're starting down here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my ruler down, making sure I'm lined up with my lines on the mat so I'm straight, and I'm going to just kind of do a dotted line. That'll help me know where I need to stop, okay? And then I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to put it at the 1 inch mark, making sure that I'm straight, and I am drawing a solid line up to that dotted line that I created. So this is what we have so far. All right, so now what we're going to do is we are going to, let me make sure I'm straight. We're going to go from this point that we created, and we're going to go down to the 3 inch mark, okay? Again, ignore what my mat says, just listen to what I'm saying, okay? So I'm going to put my pencil down so I know where I need to put my ruler. And then I'm going to line it up to that point at the 3 inch mark. And I'm going to go ahead and draw that down there. So now we're going to skip it on over to our 5 inch mark here. So right here. And we are going to go up an inch. So up a square. So from the point that we drew, or put my pencil down, again at the 5 inch mark, making sure I am lined up with my point, and I'm going to draw that diagonal. All right, so this is what we have so far. This is the bottom of the boot. So now we are going to go back to our 3 inch mark, and we're going to make a line all the way to the top of our page. So here's our 3 inch, making sure I'm lined up with my lines on my mat, and go all the way up. All right, so now we're gonna go to our 4-inch mark. Again, making sure that it's straight. And here I'm just gonna do some dotted lines. Because this is our guide right there. Come back down to this 5-inch mark that we did with this small diagonal. And we are going to make sure that it's lined up and straight. I'm gonna make dotted lines again. You don't have to go up too high, but at least go past your 4-inch portion that you created. All right, and then now we're gonna go to our 2-inch mark. And create a dotted line. All right, so that's what we got so far. The reason for the dotted lines is so we know where our corners are gonna hit. So I'm gonna go from this corner here, and then this corner here where these 2 lines met, I'm gonna line up my ruler and draw diagonally down like so. So now what we have left is you're gonna hit from this corner, and then where your paper is sitting on your mat, you're going up 1 inch. So I'm following this line here that's on my mat. I'm hitting my pencil right on that joint. Oops. I didn't line my ruler up properly. So where that corner meets, making sure I'm good. And so there, we are done with that. So if it makes it a lot easier on you, go ahead and remove this line. And you can also remove your dotted lines. It's very important that you take your time, pay attention to what I'm saying, not what you see as far as my numbers on my mat. Pay attention to what I'm saying, because then that way you know. So if you want to, just so that you are aware, this portion here is 2 inches. So here right at this point is your 2-inch point. This is your 1-inch point. This is your 3-inch point. 5, 1. Look at this point right here. This is 3 inches, and this falls in line with your 5. So you're going up. Actually, let me rephrase that. No, that's right. So it's going up 3. This is your 2-inch. Depending on how you look at it, to be honest, let's go ahead and say 5. You're going left to right. I don't want to confuse you. So this is your 5-inch point. And this point right here, this is your 4-inch point. See that? So that at least you know then that you need to go from 1, you got to go in 1, then you're going to go all the way up to 2 inches. And then from that 2-inch mark, you're following down to your 3. See there, following down to your 3. Then you're going to move over to your 5-inch point, and you're going to go up 1 inch. From this 1 inch, you're going to go up 3. If you draw your dotted line going all the way up at your 5-inch mark, you already have that. So you need to go from your 3 to 5. Hit your 4-inch mark, do your dotted lines going across so you can create your point with this line that you drew, and then your 4-inch point. Then you go from 4, bring it down to 5. All right. I figured typing it in the description box. Like, you guys know how I have the instructions in the description box. I figured it would be kind of hard to understand. I will have the information for the measurements and score guides for the pieces that puts it all together, but this I won't have down below. So make sure you pay very close attention to this beginning portion of the video. Make sure that you are not paying attention to my numbers on my mat and paying attention to what I'm actually saying, because again, I had to shift mine over so then that way I can see my numbers on the side. So that's the only reason why. So if I say go in 1, but yet you see me at 2, listen to me when I say over at 1, because if I shift my paper, guess what? I'm over at 1. You know what I mean? If I shift it down, I'm at the 2-inch mark. You see what I'm saying? So that's why it's very important that you just watch what I'm doing, but not paying attention to my numbers on the mat and just listening to what I'm saying for that part. So now we have our template generated. What we're gonna do is cut out all the rest of these pieces. So all this is gone. This little corner triangle is gone. And then this triangle is gonna be gone. So now we have our template. And what you're going to do with the template, I'm not going to do it quite yet. We're going to grab your cardstock, so whatever side that you are going to have it on. So I want this to be the one side of my boot. So what you're going to do is you're going to trace it. You're going to go ahead and trace it on your paper and then cut it out. When you do to the other side, make sure you flip over your boot. Because if you do this side like this and then this side like this, you're going to capture the other side of your pattern paper. So make sure you do your one side of the design that you're working with. Do the one side with your boot. When you work on the other side, go ahead and flip your boot to go ahead and do it. The measurement for this is 6 inches in width. So you even if you only have one of the collections that only has one pattern, one of each patterns, you can get both your boot style pattern on one 12 by 12. Get what I'm saying? So you won't have to worry about, you know, hunting down a collection that has 2 of each or anything like that. I designed it in a way that you can go ahead and get both boots, but you have to watch your cutting. If you make a mistake, I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. And also too, pay attention to the papers you're trying to use. Avoid directional if you can. This one technically is directional, but I could go ahead and put my boot up here. You know what I'm saying? Flip it over and put it up to the top in case I, you know, mess up my cut or something down here. I can move it up to the corner or something like that. But you can utilize your 12 by 12 in different ways if you are not using directional paper. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that off camera, but we're gonna go and do our other pieces that we need to put the boot together. So now I'm gonna take my scoreboard. You need 3 pieces. Your first piece is gonna be 3 by 8.5. This is going to be your base. This is the piece that goes underneath your boot heel. So this is the piece that goes underneath there. So I'm gonna go ahead, oops, not my pencil. I want my scoring tool. And we are going to, I'm going to start on the 3-inch side. I'm going to score it at 1/2 inch on both ends. And then I'm going to flip it over to the long side. And then we're going to score at 2, 4 7/8, 6 7/8. Again, pay attention to your papers that you're using, if it's directional or not. And remember, my scoreboard goes from right to left, okay? So you might have to flip it or reverse it. Flip it up and reverse. Okay, sorry, just kidding. And do it that way. So make sure you pay attention to the direction of your cardstock, all right? Because remember, my scoreboard goes from right to left. All right, so now we're gonna put that to the side. Our next piece that we need is a 3x9. And just like the other one, we're gonna score it on 1/2 inch on both ends of the 3-inch portion. And now when we turn it over and get to the 9, we are gonna score it at 4.5. You guys can't even see the top. My B. 4.5 and then 7.5. Okay, so we're done with that piece. Now our last piece we have here, this is our 3x10, and just like the other ones, we're gonna score it at 1/2 inch on both ends of the 3-inch side. And then we're gonna turn it over to the long side, and we are gonna score it at 1/2 inch and 1.5. Yeah, just like that. So now we're done with that. We don't need that anymore. So now what I'm gonna do, before I start to do much of anything, I'm gonna add my score tape to the 1/2 inch scores that we did on the side. I'm gonna add it to all of them. So now that I have that on, now I'm gonna go ahead and crease my score lines on all 3 of my pieces. So now I have those all done. One thing I forgot to mention, on your 3x10 piece, that 1/2 inch flap, you're gonna add your score tape on that one too. So I forgot to add that in there. So we're gonna actually start with the 3x10 since it's already in my hand. So we have these little squares here. We are going to remove those. I know it may be hard to see with the paper that I have, but make sure you go ahead and miter your corners here. And then we have this other one here. We're gonna cut up on the score line and meet with this next one. And then we're gonna miter those corners. So you should have something that looks like this. So that was our 3x10. So now we are gonna take we're gonna go backwards now. So we're gonna take our 3x9 and we're gonna do the same thing, but starting on this one, we are gonna do the actual end pieces as well. We're gonna miter those. So here's our score line. And I'm gonna go on the outside of both of them. Now when you start to put it together, you may realize that you will probably need to go deeper, but I would just start off with a little bit, starting with, until you can trust yourself. You don't want to bite off more than you can chew. And then here's the next score line. We're going to go ahead, snip, snip, and then when we reach our end, we're going to miter that. So that's what you have so far on the one end, and we're going to repeat that on the other side. So that's what we should have here. And then lastly, our 3x8.5 piece is going to be done just like the 3x9. And so here is your last piece. Now, I believe I said the wrong measurement for this, the shortest one. This is 3x8 3/8, but no worries, I will have the correct information down below in the description box. I just couldn't remember. I felt like, because my scores came out wrong, and I was like, did I say the wrong thing? Because I sure cut the wrong thing. So we have your 3x8 3/8, your 3x9, and your 3x10. This is your base, so your heel of the boot, top of the boot, and this is going to be your backing. So I just wanted to go ahead and get that done and get that out the way, and now we're going to go ahead and grab our boots. So now we have our boots all nice and cut out, ready to go. Oh, these boots were made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. Sorry. All right, and so just so you guys know as well that even though I'm calling it a witch's boot or what have you, this will also be fantabulous as an elf boot too around the holiday season. So FYI, throwing that out there. All right, so now we're gonna start with our base. Now this is the 3x8 3/8. I am only going to remove my paper from, trying to make sure I get the correct side. Whoopsie. Where am I going? Make sure you double check, make sure you have the correct side that you are removing your paper from. There you go. There we go. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove my score tape. So yeah, make sure you double check. I was having that issue when I was generating and putting this stuff together. I was like, wait. So let's get this other boot out the way. All right, so I'm gonna flip her over. So we have, you see we have this flap here. This is about like 1.5, and this is a 2-inch. We're gonna start with this 2-inch piece right here. So we're gonna go, if you're looking at it like this with the tabs going facing away from you, you're gonna fold this one back, and you are going to follow the guide of the base of your boot. My paper dropped on there before I was ready, so make sure you follow the guide of it. And then we're gonna go down. Then go across. And then we go, oops. And then we go up. Okay, so that's what that part looks like. Then our next piece that we're gonna do is our 3x9. Again, make sure you remove the tape off the proper side. So you know what? I realized I made a boo-boo. And I forgot about covering that. So by the time you see this video, the correct information will be down below in the description box. But you know, usually I blooper these things out, or I edit these things out. But I figure since I'm doing this in real time, you guys see I make mistakes too. Players mess up. But don't take away my crafty VIP card. So this is a 3x3-inch piece, and what I did was I scored it on 1/2 inch on all 4 sides. I'm gonna go ahead and take my score tape and apply it to those 1/2 inch pieces. And see, the whole thing is I make these mistakes so that you don't have to. That's why I strongly always encourage to watch the videos first. I do this myself, and we are going to go ahead and minor all of the sides, cutting out those little squares meeting up to the score line. Whenever I watch a tutorial, I watch it in its entirety. Like I'll have like the measurements and stuff written down if they provided in the description box, which a lot of people don't. Kind of bothers me, but I digress. And but I forgot what I was trying to say. Making sure that I have it on the correct side. Okay, boom. So I'm gonna remove my score tape over here. But yeah, make sure that you check down below in the description box. Watch this video in its entirety so you don't do what I did. And if you don't want to add 2 separate pieces, you can, for your base piece, you can add 3 inches to it. I'll have that information down below as well. So you can either do 3x11 3/8, or you can just go ahead and cut out an additional 3x3 piece, especially if you want to change the front of it or something like that. But we officially have the front part of our boot. And see, this is what I was talking about here. Like some places you might need to do a deeper miter, but all right. So now we officially got that out the way. Oh my stars, my goodness. All right. So now we're going to take our 3x9 piece, right? This is your top of your boot. Making sure I have the correct side. All right. So now we're going to remove our score tape. just on the one side. And again, you're going to follow the guide. I'm going to remove the score tape from our little piece we had to add on. And that's actually where I'm going to start. So I'm going to lay this down as I am attaching it to this front flap. I would say probably use glue to help you move it around if you need to, if you can't get it. And then we're gonna follow up on our next line here. Oops, laid down too quick. And then follow up. So this is why I usually put glue, because sometimes that paper will catch on before I'm ready for it to. Alright, so this is the first half of our boot. Now we're going to take this piece here, and this piece is going to, this little flap here is going to attach to the bottom of your heel, and then you have your flap here that goes to the side, and then this goes to your back. And I'm going to add glue this time because we already saw. Am I doing the right side? Okay. Like I said, like the paper will fall and drop before I'm even ready to put it down, and then kind of get stuck on there. Whew. Lord is me. Anybody else break into a sweat? Man. Go ahead. I forgot to miter these. Bruh, I broke into a sweat, man. So this is what we have currently of our witch boot. So now that we have this, we can safely go ahead and start to attach it. Do it slowly, do it piece by piece, so in that way you have enough time to maneuver. I do strongly suggest that you add glue, so in that way you have time to get some wiggle room to move anything around that you have to. All right, friends, and that is the base construction of the boot. I think this came out pretty darn well. All right, so yes, there are SVGs. I don't think that there's dyes, especially not for a size like this, but I know that there's SVGs, but you guys know me, I do cater a lot to those who do not have all the special gizmos and gadgets, and give you the opportunity to make what you see everybody else making and doing it handmade. No dyes, no machines, you know, and it takes a lot of brain power to go ahead and get this stuff done and right for you guys. And so again, do not take away my crafty VIP card because I don't forgot the front part of the boot, okay? But other than that, I think this turned out extremely well. This looks so super cute, and you can go ahead and decorate this however you want. This is just so extremely cute. So again, this measures up to 8 inches in height. It is 6 inches across, and then the depth of it is 2 inches. And so you can get like 2 inches from the back, and then going across here you have 3 inches. So you can get quite a bit in here. I would suggest, so that nobody's trying to, you know, oh, see, look at look at that. Put like tissue paper or something in there, and like the shred and stuff like that, and then put all your little fun goodies up top, or put your goodies like in a bag, and like do a tie on there and then put it in there so that nothing falls and gets lost in the heel or on the toe portion. But I'm not going to decorate this right now. I'm sure in the intro video you saw how I came about doing this. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this. I had so much fun putting together the BRITT-O-WEEN KEND this year, and I really hope that it inspired you guys and gave you some ideas of what you can do this Halloween season. And this ultimately is my favorite. You know, I had to go out with a bang. If you haven't already followed along or paid attention to the description box, I've been saying that the details of the giveaway is down below. For this giveaway, you have to be 18 plus, you have to be a subscriber, and you have to like and comment on every video, because you do not know which video I will choose to pull the winners. This is open up to US and internationally, and international, if there's an international winner, it will be a monetary prize. And then of course it all depends on what the US winner will be. I have not generated the prize yet. I will come back in another video, which will be the reveal answer video, I guess, of revealing the winners of, it'll be 2 winners, and one will be monetary, one will be a handmade type of ordeal. And again, if an international person wins, they automatically get that monetary prize. I will give details in that, but you have a week. So today is the 11th, and so you have until Saturday, right? 17th. Is that what Saturday is? You have until Saturday. I'm announcing the winner Saturday. You have before Saturday. There we go. You'll have before Saturday. So Friday at 11:59 p.m. I'm closing this out. You cannot comment and try to, it's all time stamped. I can see when you comment. To go ahead and get your comments in, and don't just try to watch 2 seconds of every single video and be like, cool, cute, awesome. Don't do that, because I'll just go ahead and just remove your remove you from the running. I want to make sure that you're actually watching the video. Please show some respect, just a smidgen. But anyways, I know this video is already long, and I'm loving this boot. I hope you are too. Make sure you are liking, you are subscribed, and make sure you're commenting. Thank you so much to all of my new friends, and utmost respect to all my old ones. Not old, but you know what I mean. And I appreciate you guys more than you know. You guys always know. I always say that you all are the true MVPs, and I appreciate you so much. Until next time, bye.